Theo has $61,000 in credit card debt and does not know that the man walking into the restaurant tonight is the only person in his life who has noticed. The reservation is for 7:30. Theo is already on his second $19 drink. His best friend of 20 years is 6 minutes away in a rideshare, doing math in the back seat the way he always does, and tonight, that math is going to walk into a conversation that ends a 15-year silence between them. Neither of them knows it yet. The waiter does not know it yet. But in about 40 minutes at this table, one of them is going to ask the other a question that cannot be unasked, and the answer is going to change a friendship that has survived college, 2 divorces, a layoff, and a funeral. The question is 6 words long. Marcus is rehearsing it in the rideshare right now. His name is Marcus. He is 39. He is 3 months from 40. He earns $171,000 a year working in operations for a logistics company nobody has heard of, drives a paid-off Honda, and 2 months ago, he and his wife wrote the final check on a mortgage they were not supposed to pay off for another 11 years. He has not told anyone at dinner tonight. He will not, because the man waiting for him at the table, Theo, earns more than he does, looks more successful than he does, posts better vacations than he does, and is, by every measure that does not appear on a balance sheet, drowning. Theo does not know Marcus knows. That is the secret underneath the dinner. Marcus has known for 2 years. He has watched the watches get more expensive while the texts about money got more nervous. He has watched the trips multiply while the retirement contributions stopped. He has watched a man he loves perform a life he cannot actually afford, and he has stayed quiet about it through 15 birthdays and 20 Christmases and 100 dinners, exactly like the one he is about to walk into. Tonight, for reasons he cannot quite name, he is not going to stay quiet anymore. He has rehearsed the 6-word question on 3 different drives. He still does not know if he will say it. He walks in. Theo is already at the table, sleeves rolled, watch catching the light, 2 empty rocks glasses pushed to the side. The hug is hard and brief, the way it has been since they were 18. 2 more of these, Theo tells the server before they have even sat down. He orders the ribeye without looking at the menu. Marcus orders the cheaper steak and a sparkling water, and Theo laughs and says, "Come on, it is my birthday week. Live a little." Marcus has heard this sentence in some version for 15 years. Live a little. He has lived plenty. He has just been doing it on a different schedule. And tonight, he is going to find out whether that difference is something a friendship can survive. The appetizer arrives. Theo is talking. He is always talking. A trip to Lisbon in March. A watch he has been waiting 6 months to buy. An SUV lease he is rolling into something bigger next year. Marcus nods at the right places. He laughs at the watch story. He does not mention the mortgage. He has watched that sentence shut down dinners before, so he lets Theo drive the conversation the way Theo has always driven conversations, with confidence and volume and a kind of generous, oblivious force, and he counts, quietly, the number of times Theo glances at his phone. 4 times in 9 minutes. The 4th time, Marcus catches the corner of the notification before the screen goes black. A payment app. A reminder. 3 figures in red. Theo sees that Marcus saw. He shrugs in a way that is meant to look casual but does not quite land. "It is fine," he says. "End of the month thing. Cards reset on the 1st. Marcus nods. He files it away. He does not say anything. There is a specific kindness in not saying anything, and Marcus has practiced that kindness for 15 years, and tonight is the night he has decided to stop practicing it. Here is the gap underneath the table. Theo earns just under $200,000 a year. He has $61,000 in credit card debt across 3 cards. He has not opened his retirement statement in 2 years. His lease payment eats nearly $1,000 a month before he has bought a single coffee. He has $11,000 in checking and nothing in savings he has not already mentally spent. Marcus, who earns $30,000 less, has a paid-off house, a serious retirement balance, 11 months of emergency savings, and no debt of any kind. By every visible metric, Theo is winning. By every metric that matters at 40, Theo is losing a race he does not know he is running. The gap is not income. It never was. The gap is 15 years of small dinners exactly like this one, and the 1,000 quiet decisions made around them. The entrees arrive. Theo orders a third drink. Marcus puts down his water glass, looks at the man he has known since he was 18, and asks the 6-word question he has been rehearsing in the car. "Are you okay, man? Be honest." Theo looks up from his steak, knife paused mid-cut, and for half a second his face does something Marcus has never seen it do in 20 years of friendship. It crumbles, very slightly, at the edges, and then reassembles into the same easy grin. "Of course," Theo says. "Why?" And Marcus, who has waited for this moment longer than he has waited for almost anything in his adult life, says the sentence that ends the silence. "Because we are about to turn 40, he says, "and I do not think you have actually looked at the numbers in a long time, and I am scared for you." The temperature at the table changes. The waiter, sensing it, walks past without stopping. Theo sets his knife down. He laughs once, the small defensive laugh of a man who is about to either pivot or detonate. "You are going to lecture me," he says, "at my birthday dinner, about money." Marcus says, "No, I am asking you a question. What does 45 look like if the next 5 years look exactly like the last 5? Theo opens his mouth, closes it, and reaches for his drink instead of answering, and in that small motion, Marcus has his answer. The silence that follows is the most expensive silence of Theo's life. He is not stupid. He has an MBA. He runs a team of 14 people. He can read a profit and loss statement faster than most accountants. But he has never, in 15 years, sat down and projected his own life forward at his current trajectory, because doing so would force him to admit that the man he has been performing as is more expensive than the man he is. The performance has an audience. The audience is everyone he went to high school with, everyone he works with, every algorithm that has learned what to show him, and on some nights, when he is being honest, himself in the mirror. Marcus knows what Theo's 45 looks like because he has run the numbers on his own life for 15 years. If Theo continues at his current rate, he will arrive at 45 with less liquid net worth than he had at 35. He will be earning more. He will look more successful. He will also, quietly, be poorer. His parents, who are in their early 70s, will start needing help in ways that will not be optional. His daughter, who is 9, will be applying to colleges that cost what a small house costs. The lifestyle he has built will not pause to accommodate any of it. He will start, somewhere around 43, to feel a specific kind of tired that has nothing to do with sleep. Marcus does not say any of this. He just watches Theo's face. What he says instead is shorter. "I am not lecturing you," he says. "I am telling you what scared me when I ran my own numbers at 31. I thought I was doing fine. I was making good money. I was buying what everyone else was buying. And then I sat down one Saturday and looked at the next 10 years on a spreadsheet, and I almost threw up, because what I saw was that if I kept going the way I was going, the version of me at 40 was going to be working harder for less freedom than the version of me at 30, not less money." less freedom, and I could not unsee it. Theo is quiet. The waiter brings the dessert menu. Theo waves him off without looking. Marcus keeps going because the window is open, and he is not going to waste it. The hardest thing to see, he says, is that spending like everyone else is not neutral. It is a position. Everyone else is also stretched. Everyone else is also one bad quarter from a panic. The watches and the trips and the cars, they are not signals of success. They are signals of synchronization, and synchronizing with a group that is sinking does not slow the sinking. It just makes it feel social. Theo looks down at his plate. He says, very quietly, I have not opened my retirement statement in 2 years. Marcus does not respond. He lets it sit. There is nothing to say that would not make it worse. The two of them sit in the small wreckage of a sentence Theo has never spoken to another human being, and the restaurant goes on around them, full of other men at other tables, having other versions of the same conversation they are not having. The future at 40 is not a single image. It is a fork, and the fork is not made of one big decision. It is made of 1,000 small ones, almost all of them invisible at the time they are being made. It is the difference between ordering the ribeye every Friday for 15 years and ordering it once a month. It is the difference between leasing a car you cannot quite afford and driving one you have already paid for. It is the difference between matching the table you are sitting at and matching the future you actually want to walk into. Spending like everyone else feels like belonging, until the bill at 40 arrives and you realize none of those people are going to help you carry it. So before you scroll, sit with something specific instead of philosophical. Pull up the last 3 things you bought that you did not actually need, and answer one question honestly. Who were you buying them for? Not what, who. The honest answer is almost never yourself. If you want stories built this way, hitting subscribe is the simplest way to tell the algorithm to keep finding you the next one. The next video walks into the opposite fork. What happens to the people who win the math, who spend nothing, and arrive at 60 with full accounts and empty lives? The bill comes. Theo reaches for it, the way he always does. This time Marcus puts a hand on the folder before Theo can lift it, and slides it gently to his own side of the table. I have got this one, he says. Theo starts to protest. Marcus shakes his head. Once. Not because of the money, because of the conversation. Theo sits back in his chair, looking at his oldest friend across a table neither of them is going to forget, and for the first time in 15 years, he does not say, live a little. He says, can I call you on Sunday?